Bop, 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 bop. Let's go. Geeks are back, baby. Hot 276. I think we went about 10-1. Couldn't miss. Only missed the girl boots. We're going to stay hot. We're breaking down the main card from the bottom to the top. We got Fiziev versus Dos Anjos at the Apex, Vegas, Saturday the 9th. Let's get into it. First fight on the main card is Michael the Menace Johnson, 20-17, coming out against Jamie Malki, 14-5, city kickboxing guy. Jamie Malki's a dog, man. We've said it time in and time out on this channel. He's a dog. So is Michael Johnson. He's coming off that knockout to Alan Patrick. That was entertaining. Is it a resurgence? Michael Johnson's on hands team 6. I think that this fight's going to have a lot of close combination exchanges. I think that Michael Johnson can find the button, man. He's known for just these weird W's in weird spots. Jamie Malki's a brawler. I think that he's gonna find the button, man. Let's go, Michael Johnson plus 195. Great value play in this spot. A matchup that people will say Michael Johnson's on his way out, but you can make the case that he's on his way up. All right, Dano, what do you got?
I believe the resurgence lives on, and I think it's going to go into this fight, especially since he's a dog. That helps me with this pick. But I mean, when I look at Jamie Malki, he's got a negative strike differential in 3.5 strikes landed per minute, and he's getting hit with 5 strikes per minute. And when you're getting hit more than you are hitting, Michael Johnson's not the dude you want to play with. And over all his fights, Michael Johnson still has a 78% takedown defense rate, so he will stop the takedown. I believe, he's proven in that department, and just his hands are back, and I'm riding that his hands are back. And like you said, close quarters combat, maybe he'll take down or stop the takedown, and they'll be in the clinch, and that's when MJ will be letting the hands fly. So that's what I'm going for.
Let's go, baby. All right, you want to hear on someone taking the other side, shitting on that parade? Let's hear it, Goose.
I mean, you said it. I'm picking Malki in this one. I think he's on the way up. He's a good young prospect. And Michael Johnson, I'm not going to say he's done, but I think his best days in the octagon are behind him. He looked good in his last fight out, but Alan Patrick's a hittable guy. And I think Jamie Malki, he's going to have the better boxing in there. He's going to bring more volume, and his win against Devontae Smith really sticks out to me. And I think if he can beat a guy of that caliber, he'll be able to beat Michael Johnson in this one. So give me Jamie Malki.
That is a very similar matchup. Fishman, what do you have?
I'm riding with Malki on this one. I would love to ride with Michael Johnson, but I mean, in this matchup, I don't think I can do it. Malki is he's sharp. I mean, Michael Johnson's put 9 people to sleep in his career, right? Michael Johnson also has 24 fights in the UFC. Malki, he's put 9 people out in his career, and he only has 19 bouts. So Malki's got the pop, and I'll definitely take Malki on the ground. So I mean, if this goes to the ground, I mean, I think Johnson's been subbed a good amount of times. Malki coming off a L, Johnson coming off a win with a rough L streak before. The line's a little too hard for Malki, but I'm riding with him. I think he's just going to get the job done. 2021, he's got the 2 knockouts, like Goose said, Devontae Smith and Kama Worthy. So I mean, I don't think this gets out of his grasp.
Better cardio too.
Well, we're split down the middle, so you're gonna have to stay tuned to the sheet for the winner of that guy. And we're moving into the next boot, a heavyweight scrap. Jared Bandera, 12-8 against Chase, the Vanilla Gorilla Sherman, 15-10. Wow. This is gonna be a scrap and a half. Promise these guys will both land 50+ blows on each other. I'm going to take Chase Sherman to just dog this one out. I think that over time, I think that he will land big enough punches in each of these rounds to just kind of sway the decision, whereas Jared likes to play the Peter-Patter game. I think Sherman can snake a decision over there in Vegas. I think it's going to be close enough. Definitely a fight I'm going to keep out of my parlays, but I think Chase Sherman can sneak it. What do you have, Goosey?
I'm going to pick Jared Bandera. I think I like his striking a little bit better. He's shown that he does well when he doesn't have to worry about the grappling side of things. And I don't think he will against Chase Sherman. And as athletic as Chase Sherman is, he hasn't really been showing his full skill set recently in the octagon. He's had some disappointing performances, and it's just hard for me to count on him in this spot. Even though I know it's going to be close, I know it's going to be a brawl, I'm going to take Bandera just because I like his recent performances more.
Yeah, facts. Dana, what do you got?
I'm riding. Well, first off, I can't ever pick Chase Sherman as a pick. He won his debut against Ike Villanueva, but he was one of those guys who's kind of already on the way out, and he hasn't won since. Bandera's had a little bit of success in the UFC. He's kind of one of those guys that we see like a Mike Perry, who's kind of like dumb tough. Like he's a little bit off the edge, but he's just like a dude that will stand there and wear punches. I think he's going to be able to stand in the pocket and trade better than Sherman will be able to. Sherman doesn't take punches as well as Bandera. And I never thought I'd say this, but Jared Bandera might be a lock, I think.
All right, there it is. Dano's lock of the week. Fishman, what do you got?
I mean, you guys are making it tough. Because I come out and I look at this and I'm like, I mean, I think Chase is going to win, but, you know, these guys are both on riding these rough streaks. Chase has got a 4L streak, just got released, re-signed. So, I mean, and then they hand him an absolute savage for the biggest fucking favorite odds in UFC history. But, I mean, Chase, I think that, in my eyes, I think if this fight stays on the feet, Chase is going to win. If it gets to the ground, Bandera is going to win. I think. I mean, obviously, Chase Sherman, it's got nothing on the ground, and Bandera takes the L to old Alexei Olenek, and then is backstage learning a trick or two up his sleeve, stuffing info in his knowledge box, asking him how he just got subbed, and stacking info into the brain. So, I mean, I like Jared in this one now that I've looked it over once or twice.
You have to stay tuned to the sheet for the official pick on that one. We're moving into the next boot. This is an absolute death match. This next one, we got Sedna Magomedov, not related to Khabib Nurmagomedov, 15-2 Russian bantamweight scrap against Douglas Silva de Andrade, Brazilian, 28-4. Holy moly, man! You might remember this guy. He got the shit beat out of him by Sergey Morozov in the first round, sliced open, comes back in the second round, subs him, puts his lights out, rear naked chokes, puts him on his ass. Unbelievable comeback, shows the heart of a warrior, Douglas Silva Andrade. The only problem is that he got chinned about 3 or 4 times in that duration before he got the sub, and he's 36 years old, and Sedna Magomedov is an absolute Skeletor murder assassin. Dude, this guy literally comes out against Cody Stamann, throws spinning elbows, spinning back fists. He throws a jump kick to the body. Cody Stamann shoots in for begging for mercy. Locks in it was supposed to be a guillotine. He gets a rear naked choke grip on it and just silencio, puts him out, taps as soon as it hits the mat. It was so impressive, honestly. What I was saying to Goose earlier when we were talking about this fight is Douglas is going to beat a lot of people that, have problem putting people's lights out. Sedna Magomedov is not going to have any problem putting this guy's lights out. I think he gets a finish in this fight. I think Sedna Magomedov is a lock in this matchup, and I think that him inside the distance is a great value play. Went back and watched a lot of tape. This guy's getting better and better and better every time he steps in, and I think Douglas is stepping in some really deep water, man. This is not a good matchup for him. He needs to get out of round one. What do you got, Goose?
I'm going with what you said, Nurmagomedov in this one, because he's definitely not your typical Dagestani fighter. He's got pretty electric stand-up. The ground game is strong, though, and you can tell he grew up doing a little bit of sambo, keeping the grappling going, but his striking is what really sticks out. And I think that in what will be a matchup kind of wherever he wants it, to be honest, I think he will prefer to stand up, and I think he will pick his shots on Silva de Andrade and eventually put him away, like you said, because he almost got finished in the first round his last time out. Morozov gassed out, and then he knocked Morozov out in the second round. I don't think Nurmagomedov is going to be inefficient like that with his energy. I think he's really going to be a calculated striker like he has shown, and he didn't get the job done.
Yeah, also another side note, Douglas Silva de Andrade lost like 47 pounds, I believe, in his last fight week. That's kind of absurd. Dano, what do you got?
So when I think of said Nurmagomedov, I just think of like the other Nurmagomedovs have like all their known ability in wrestling. Well, this one has it all in kickboxing, and he's that dominant in kickboxing, I believe. I don't think a 37-year-old dude who, like you said, in his last fight was getting chinned here and there. He's got negative. He's another fighter with negative striking differentials. This one by just 3 strikes landed to 4 strikes absorbed. I feel like Sed's too polished, too clean, too quick. It's coming from all angles. I think this will be a good display from, say, Nurmagomedov.
Let's go, Fishman.
I'm riding with Sed on this one. He's just hot. I mean, you can't. He's fought for less than 2 minutes in his last 2 fights and has 2 finishes. He could bring this. I think I'm kind of on the other side of where Goose thinks it's going to be. I think he's going to get a sub finish in this one. I see kind of like a Jalen Turner kind of thing with Brad Riddell last week, how he just gets clipped and jumps on him and just grabs that neck up. It's going to start with the feet. Very good striker, and comes off an incredible win off Cody Stamen, who just had a great performance. But Silva de Andrade, he's got the hands. He's getting a little older, but still does have 20 knockouts under his belt. That's not going anywhere. But Nurmagomedov is he's a killer, bro. He's coming up, and he just needs to climb his way up right now. So Douglas, I believe, is going to be his next step on his way up.
Let's go. We're moving right into the co-main. We got 3 bangers to end this card. We got Calbaro, 11-1. This is a middleweight scrap coming out against Armen Petrosyan, 7-1. Oh boy. Cal came out in his last fight, put on an absolute masterclass against a Sambo champion, showed that he's an elite level grappler. The only thing that sways me is that matchup, looking back at it, there was clear size advantage for Cal. He was the bigger guy. The sweep was just an easy kind of thing. The other guy kind of had no answer. He wasn't as strong as him per se. Cal couldn't finish the fight. He was in every dominant grappling position you can name. Didn't get the finish off. Armen Petrosyan, his last fight was a split decision to RoboCop, and that was just, a beautiful piece of 15-minute scrapper each. Like, it was just so freaking awesome. I rewatched it, and Armen's good, man. He had his back taken. He got out of it. I think that Petrosyan is going to dog Calbaro in this fight. I think that his stand-up slowly starts to build, and I think Armen gets a late knockout. I'm playing Petrosyan round 3 knockout. I don't think that Cal's going to be able to grapple as effectively as the line thinks. Petrosyan's plus 175. I think it's a great value play. He's going to be able to get out of a lot of things, and he's going to be able to deliver a lot of really devastating blows. He's really elite on the feet. People don't understand that. And he's going to be sending leg kicks like crazy. His size is something that I like to talk about too. He was the same size as RoboCop. This guy's massive. So this is going to be a scrap and a half. I like the dog, man. This should not be this big of a line. What do you got, Goosey?
I'm going to give you guys the other side of this coin, and I'm going to pick Calbaro in this one. I think he's a really solid prospect at 185. He has a very well-rounded game. He trains in Brazil with Damian Maia, and he has good striking. His strike differential is almost 4 to 1.7. He's got 64% striking accuracy, 65% striking defense. And I think that the stand-up there, he's not too far behind Petrosian. Petrosian's an elite stand-up guy, though, coming from that kickboxing background. But I think the real gap in this one is going to be the grappling, because Baraujo has a very solid ground game. Not easily, but he out-grappled a Sambo world champ in his last fight. And on the other side, Petrosian has a 37% takedown defense. And I think if a guy with the jiu-jitsu credentials of Calbaro is able to get Petrosian to the ground, which I think he'll be able to do repeatedly in this fight, there's going to be a lot of danger for him down there. And I think ultimately Baraujo gets the sub in this one. But if it is standing and stays standing, I think CEO is right with his prediction. But I think Baraujo is going to be able to get it to the ground and drown him out down there.
Dude, both these guys are so talented. This scrap is going to be so fire. Low key. Dano, what do you got?
I like Petrosian as the dog, but I also like Cow in this fight. I think he's a stud, but I just don't know about his chin. I don't know how he's going to be able to take punches from Petrosian, because, like you said, he's a nasty kickboxer, throwing out almost 7.5 strikes per minute. But he can get taken down, and he can be controlled there. And like you said, Baraujo will just stay on you on the ground. So it's going to be, can he get those takedowns? And I feel like he's going to be able to. My heart is saying Baraujo with this pick, and I'm going to stay with it. I think he's a dog. I don't know. Oh, man, I'm so torn, but I'm going to go Baraujo. I just think he's, I don't know what the upper hand. This is a 50-50 fight, I believe. It's going to be whichever game plan comes out and works, but I think the takedowns are going to be a big factor in this one.
Well, notable piece about that is Calbaro only had one takedown in his last fight against the Sambo champion. Just found his way down there gracefully in the first 2 rounds. Fishman, what do you got?
He's shooting 80% on his takedowns too in the UFC.
All right.
I'm riding with Petrosian on this one. Just because, I mean, I really like Baraujo, but I think I'm just marking this fight as the king of the Dana White Contender Series Season 5. And I think Armin's got it. I mean, you win 7 times and 6 of them are knockout. You're finding the chin, brother. Baraujo, he has never been finished. Armin's been knocked out 1 time, but I'm trusting that fist to find the chin on this one. I don't think Baraujo's going to just hold him there for 3 rounds. It does scare me though, but I think the value's in Petrosian on this one for sure. I'm not about going minus 200 on Baraujo on this one.
Yeah, super close fight. 2 prospects on the rise. We're going to find out who dogs this one out for sure. A lot of strikes thrown. Take the overs on the FanDuels for show. We're moving to the main event. Rafael dos Anjos, the legend, 31-13, coming out against 11-1 Rafael Fiziev, the striking guru that is taking over the UFC right now by way of devastating blows to the domes of multiple people. Brad Riddell falling victim last time out wow, that shit was just woof. Hits him with a heel hook, spinning heel hook kick. Damn, man, put his lights right out. He's just coming off highlight reel knockout after highlight reel knockout. Rafael dos Anjos, though, man, this might be a matchup built for him, bro. Like he loves these strikers that he can just relentlessly take down and inflict his game on. The only problem is Fiziev's got this crazy good takedown defense, and his hands are just crazy, and he's got a gas tank that can go 25 minutes, and his power, you know, is there for 25 minutes. And this is an old guy in Dos Anjos that you don't want to be taking shots on the chin at this age from this kind of guy, at any point in this fight. So that's kind of the red flags for me, is that Fiziev definitely is going to be, sending some really crazy shit towards a guy that is pretty vulnerable. But man, I'm not gonna pick with my heart, man. I want Fiziev. It's probably gonna be cool if he wins. It'd be great, but I'm gonna stay grounded, and I'm gonna take the Dos Anjos to come out, and I think that he's gonna establish that hard will. He's gonna get takedowns in this fight. I think he gets it dirty, holds it against the fence. I think that he just is a vet. He's gonna find a way to win this fight. He's built for these 5-round fights. I think that, this is a big step up for Fiziev. He's never seen a guy like this. This is a big test for him. And, you're going to give me the legend at plus 173 in a fight, where he should be able to do what he should want to always do. Let's go, man. I'm taking it, man. Let's get it. Fishman, what do you got?
When I first look at this, I'm like, I want Rafael dos Anjos to win. But I'm gonna. You see, it's tough to go with Fiziev on this because he's a minus 210 for me. That's the odds I got him at. You know what, the value's in Dos Anjos on this one. It really is. And Fiziev he's got this huge streak with a bunch of knockouts, and I think it's inflated. I think it is. I think the best Rafa in this fight might just be Dos Anjos. He's got the experience, comes out 2-win streak. His last fight against Renato Moicano was great. But yeah, I just think he's a seasoned vet that could just stay out of the way of these strikes. I mean, in my eyes, he has to win. He's going to come out and he's going to take 3 rounds, I believe. And that's just how it's going to go. I don't know if he's going to get finished. But if this fight goes 5 rounds, I'm pretty sure it's like a 75% chance Dos Anjos is just going to take 3 rounds with control time, or it's just going to happen. And that's a good price for Dos Anjos right now. Plus 175, kind of looking like the co-main.
Facts. Goosey, what do you got?
I got Rafael Fiziev in this spot. I think that this is a good matchup for him. Maybe the cardio could be a problem. RDA really does excel when he can sort of stretch his opponents out and get them tired. But I don't think we're going to get to that point because Rafael Fiziev is bringing a lot of heat. He's got very good striking. RDA is self-admittedly getting old and starting to feel old. And I think that's a lot of violence to put on a guy who's already seen a fair amount of damage to this point in his career. I think you look back to guys that RDA has fought in his past that are power strikers that can stuff takedowns, and you get names like Eddie Alvarez, Clay Guida, and Jeremy Stevens, and all those guys have finished RDA by knockout or TKO. I think that this one is just going to be sort of a passing of the guard between Rafaels, and I think RDA is getting a little old, and Fiziev's on his way up. I see him getting the finish inside of 3 rounds. But I also see him being able to win the first 3 rounds and surviving, because RDA has had a tough time finishing guys. He couldn't get Paul Felder out of there on 6 days notice. He put a lot of damage on Moicano, but he even took him to the full 5 rounds. And then you look at what Fiziev did to Moicano, and he dusted him at the end of the first. So I think Fiziev's just got a lot more danger he's bringing in this one. And I think those hands are going to be tough on RDA's aging chin. So give me Fiziev in this spot.
Dano, what do you got?
I'm riding with Fiziev. And one thing that I love about RDA is just he has my utmost respect. When I look at his resume, he has a record just filled with absolute dogs. So whenever you get a chance, go check out his record because it's pretty damn interesting. He's fighting dogs from the start when he debuted against Jeremy Stevens on the Couture Lesnar card. And ever since, he just fought absolute dudes. So experience is going to be there, especially over 5 rounds. But I think Fiziev just throws with mean intentions, with bad intentions, like he did against Moicano. Roll the clip.
Body. Rips to the body, right hand to the top. I mean, boom, look at that left hook. It comes out of nowhere. I mean, the technique is just picture perfect. Bing! Right, shout out to Robin Black. Right on the chin. Bam! And then,
I'll send it to you later. Fiziev is just heavy-handed, like we saw against Riddell. Spinning kicks, strikes are coming from all over. As Goose said, RDA's getting old and he knows it. And just, do you want an old guy fighting a dude like Fiziev who always talks about getting the belt, getting the belt, getting the belt? He's dedicated, and this is a big moment for him. So I think he's going to seize it. So give me Fiziev. And since UFC Singapore, all of our main events have been decisions. I think this will break the streak. I'm not doubting RDA, but I just have so much like awe of Fiziev. I'm gonna go with him.
Yeah, so where does Kevin Lee fit into this?
Kevin Lee is on that record.
Kevin Lee is on that record, boy.
All right, those are the picks. We're out. Catch us for the next vids, baby. MMA content on the Instagram.
Shout out Clay Guida. I saw him yesterday at the July 4th parade in downtown Fort Myers. He's a boy for sure. He was in the chili dog eating contest.
Shout out to Menace Michael Johnson. Met you at Carrabba's, bud.
Check us out on Twitter too and Instagram at Guillotine Geeks.
Roll the clip.